Yeah, not to mention it is sticking into the tail now, so I need to adjust it a little more. And try again. Because this is a shell piece, so I don't want it to be too wide either. Yeah, I don't like that. It seems too bulbous. At least with the tail, the back end, so... How do I correct this? How do I correct this? Because it feels like I need a proper way to make this the centerpiece there, flow into the front piece properly. Oops, I'm scaling. I'm doing scaling, I just want to move it out of the way. Because again, the fact that there's so many lights on these sides and that, and not in the middle, is the big issue for me. So it kind of affects that some. What the hell is this piece? Oh. It's like... Well, it's a shell there anyway. I just didn't realize what it was. That piece, actually, has a lot of lights to it there too. And of course, it's the wing I think I use for a moth, maybe? Or at least I know I use this for a couple of my ships already. So, can that do it? Although, of course, I'm going to have to rotate it around because it is awkward. Its positioning is pretty awkward. Because I can't seem to get it the way I would like. Where the hell is that? Okay. So, I need to flip that around. Flip it again. Well, not that way. Well, so much for flipping it. I need to flip it in some direction, I just don't know which way. Alright, I think we got it finally. Just rotate in, move it up, and see how that does it. Does it help at all? I'm gonna have to adjust the scaling, we'll find out. Well, it's got a nice form to it that I like. It's gonna have to get it to connect flushly with the center bulkhead though. If nothing else though, let me make my copy because I know I'm gonna have 2 of these. Oops, I got 4. That's not what you want either. Too many of these wing pieces overlapping each other. It's gonna be a bit awkward having to move it in place too. That's not bad. Not bad. It's going to be a little bit off-center. But it actually gives it a little bit of an elegant form to it. Assuming I can get it right. So I think I need proportional scaling to kind of stretch it out some. Or is that way too much? Does that risk ruining everything? Because there's obvious gaps in the middle there. Which kind of worries me. It has the potential, though. Although this is... the more and more I do this, the more it feels like I'm kind of cheating a little bit. Just using the shell to kind of make it look good. To kind of cover the fact that the design it has so far looks horrible. So that's my main concern there. But I kind of want it to be more back. I like it more the further back it can get. So, but how far back do I want it? Because that looks pretty good there, but again, in truth, there's a big massive gap in the middle there, which I'm not really fond of. Which really stinks. Again, it feels like I'm cheating. And now the question becomes, what do I do with these engines? I can easily lower them down, so that's not a big problem. I just bring them down and see how they look from there, so that way they don't cover over the lights portions. Just gotta make sure these positions the same. Dude, that looks better. And almost calls for for more engines in the middle there, quite frankly. It does hurt the design I had in mind though, because really what I wanted to do with these troop transports is make them like have two different ships there essentially. One would be the star ship, And the other one would be the big cruiser carrier, or the other one would be the troop transport essentially. So yeah, there's that. Unless I make this as the actual transport ship, and then I make, if I'm able to do that, I can make a barge-like ship that this thing can connect to. I could do that. Okay, this is not completely hopeless yet. I just gotta finish this design, which means I connect engines, get the front there looking reasonable, aside from like this white light there. So how do we connect it? Or can I connect it just by rotating it? That wasn't the rotation I wanted. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue, isn't it? Is there any way that's going to be a problem. Although the engines up there aren't too bad either, I gotta say. So much for that idea. Unless I make completely new engines and just delete these and then refit them. I think that's what I'll do, and then try it again. This time, with these engines, I'll connect it to this point, those side points there, if I can get a blue highlight that I want. I don't know, is that the blue I want? I'm not seeing highlight blue, so I don't know if it's connected to where I want to be. At least now it's got massive horsepower, so let's fix that. And try this again. I almost wonder if I want to invert that, to have the rails on the outside. Is that going to work? I think it might work. I just gotta again get the scaling right. So let's put it in, lower it down, because it's too high, isn't it? And let's see, we got the hook there as it should. I don't know if the scaling is as it is, but that works. I don't remember exactly how it was before, but that works. And now, can I actually connect these two pieces together? Will actually let me? Let's see, group them together. Did that work? I think it did, but I'm not sure. So, moment of truth. Oh. Apparently that's going to give me the exact same issue. So, this is not exactly the rotation I would have wanted. But to be honest, I think I'm okay with it at the slight 10-degree angle anyway. So I think I'm fine there. Unless I want to rotate it. Just there, we turned this thing into like a Harrier, essentially. We could just rotate the thrusters up for hovering if we do wish. So, I think I'm okay with it like the slight angle with that. It does rotate it down, so that's perfectly fine. I just, again, need to connect it. So do I do a hard connect or get something else, though? That's what I don't know. So let's see, how does that look when it's in there, just straight up in there? It's not bad. Feels like there still needs to be something to connect it with, but it's not bad. Especially since the metals there is kind of sinking in a little bit. I almost wonder, I have a curious thought, what happens if I just commit full on going in there until it connects with the inner superstructure that I'm trying to hide? Is that a bad idea or not? That's what I'm curious, is because it still doesn't look too terribly bad. I'm just curious how the rotating might mess things up. Because the bottom there, well, the bottom actually doesn't look too bad. It feels like it could land. It's a docking platform almost, because it seems almost flat enough to use that to land. So I don't think I can object to that, quite frankly. It's decent. There's still a lot of filling in, it feels like. Because now I need to think about this a little bit more, how this component's going to connect. Unless I want to try the other nose-like piece. Because would this be better? It has no lights on it though, so maybe not, considering that's the whole reason I didn't like that metal piece to begin with, so I think I'm stuck with this for the time being. Now, just to fill the gap out a bit is really all I need. How do I do that? That has no real lights to it, so I don't think there's much point to that, is there? Nothing there. This one shell could do it. I just need to make it really small. Make it a lot smaller, more proportional, I guess. Just shrink down the Z axis quite a bit, so it's not nearly as intrusive. And then sink it in a bit, so we don't get any of those lights showing. Ideally. That gives it a little more bulk. The tail's still a bit of an issue though, so... Actually, let me offset some, see how it looks. It doesn't seem to overlap too much. I just need proportional Z scaling, I think, to kind of fit it in together. So those two metal pieces are hopefully on top of each other, or at least connected together. Okay, I can live with that. It's not perfect though. Almost want ups the Z a little bit, or X, there we go. That fixed that. Still multiple rings though. Metal rings, which I don't think I'm fond of. And if I shrink it down, that ruins it again, I believe. So, not exactly most ideal. The ship's design itself doesn't seem too bad. I just got this little bit of a puzzle here now to connect the metal. So whoops, I'm adjusting the scaling again, which is not what I want. So, moment of truth. Do I connect anything like that, or do I try for something else? Huh. How do I want to do this? Because I honestly don't know. Because there's no real cockpit anywhere, which is the big problem with this ship. No obvious cockpit. Unless I do something tricky here. Can I do this? Will this work? There's my cockpit piece. This may not actually work. This may be the wrong piece, quite frankly, but what I have in mind is just connect it to the front, because this is still supposed to be a big ship of some kind, isn't it? It looks stupid. I'm gonna be honest, it looks stupid. Because it looks like this is not the right nose piece I want, or cockpit piece, so let me try another cockpit. Because I could technically have this cockpit up there. If I really want to, I can have a cockpit on that tail. There's a lot of places that could have this cockpit, maybe. The problem is, because the lights are on the front, it's going to be really hard to do, so maybe not. I would like to fit that in there. What about this piece? Can I do that? That could. Is there any way I can scale that down to make it feel like it fits in there in any way? Is there in any way at all can I make that work? I don't know. I don't think I can, unless I do a drastic proportional scaling, which of course is a little drastic. It's not working out the way I would like. If this piece were to fit anywhere, where would be a good spot to put it? There's potential there. I don't know if it will do or not, because that metal trim is kind of sticking out like a sore thumb a little bit. It is a cockpit though. It's not exactly a pretty one though. I like to have it longer rather than short, but of course the more I stretch it, the more ridiculous and distorted it is, which is not ideal, but it actually doesn't look too terribly bad. It's just really, I can see like distorted textures as a result, which is the only thing I'm not fond of. It's close though. It's pretty close to fitting. Yeah, it's not too bad there. Just because I know it's distorted, it still sticks out like a sore thumb. But again, it could be that little metal trim there that's doing it as well. So is there any way I can fix that? Is that a good idea? Because now it just made things worse because there's distortion all over. I probably made that worse, so... It's close though, like I said, it's really close. What if I rotate it? Can I, whoops, I want to can I rotate down? Would that help? At all? I wonder. Or is 5 degrees way too much? Yeah, 5 degrees is way too much. If only I can get more precise angles, that might be good. It is... Yeah, if I can get that to fit in there properly, then I'm good. I just don't want to... How long is way too long now that I think of it? Because that is getting ridiculous now. It's now long enough to fit that entire front compartment, though. Get rid of the metal altogether. Only problem is, maybe not the best idea. Because it just looks way too weird. What the hell am I creating now? This looks awful. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's humorous. I guess I'm gonna have to try and bite the bullet a little bit there. Make it at least go over that flap there, that metal trim. Maybe that'll help. Which means I have to change the proportional scaling a bit. There, that's not too terribly bad. It has its rough spots though that I'm not really fond of. I'm not entirely fond of, but I can flatten it more. And that actually works. Again, not perfect, not exactly what I'm most fond of, but it works. And now we gotta figure out what to do with this engine piece, and I think that covers everything I want for this one ship here. So I need like a block or something, I guess, some circular piece to just fill in is really all I need, is it? Although considering this is hollow, that may be the worst component to try and throw on there. What the hell do I have else that I could throw in there that would actually fit in there nice and sort of seamlessly? Definitely massive bulbous pods there, but hopefully they can fit in to my liking. Once I get to, whoop, my camera angle is messing up on me. Yeah, I think I want to sink it in as much as I can without it like ruining too much. And that helps. That actually helps quite a bit there. It looks like it's part of the shell frame at least, if nothing else. Although, it is still a bit of a sore thumb. But at least it's not too bad on the outside here. Do want to adjust the scaling though, with that said. How does that seem, I wonder? It feels like more well thought out and more... There are a couple flaws to it though, so maybe I want to rotate Although knowing my luck, rotating this may be a bad idea. Because I can rotate like that. Maybe that's good. No, I don't really like the top frame, metal frame, so maybe if I do it upside down? How does that seem? That's not bad. It has a little bit of a different feel because of how its shape is curving inward rather than outward if I flip it the other way. But this is only the first ship. Like I said, I have another one I want to build. So, save as a template. Let's see, I'm just going to name it Troop Transport. I'm not going to give it a proper name just yet because this is going to go on to the main ship. Ideally. So I saved this as a template, see how that works. And now, if I were to make a new design, can I have that on there? Yep. Will it, however... Oh, this isn't... maybe this is not going to work the way I would like. Because the problem is I need to scale that all down. Maybe that's... Maybe that didn't work out the way I would like. Because how do I now get this as a piece to appear? Is there any way I can do that? Or do I just need to connect all... Is there a way I can connect all these pieces together? Hide parts, invert materials. What are the options here? Okay, just rotation snap. Oh! Apparently I could do a rotation snap per degree, so that I didn't know of. But save a group of components as a new part. Maybe that's... Can I do that? And see if that'll save the entire thing for me, because I would like this to be... Let's see. Let me just call it the Assaulter. That's a horrible name, mind you. It's just something to quickly come up with. And see if that is there. I don't know. Save as a new part, so... If I can find the Assaulter, that'll be a different story altogether. Where the hell would it be if I saved the entire thing? Or did it even work? Knowing my luck, it probably didn't even work, did it? Let me try and find it. Since I named it. Maybe I'm just an idiot trying to find it here. Because I don't think I... For a new part, so... Let me try this again. Because I would like to be able to save this in a way that I can use it. Troop transport. Core. So where do I find that piece then? Because it took me here to a list of all the other ships, so I don't know where that would be. Because I saved it all as one part, did I? I'm just confused what happened there. Maybe it's too many pieces, I'm not sure. I am not sure. Maybe I'm stuck with the ship here. Because I'm not exactly sure how to save this as like a component piece that I can use, because the main problem here is I can't scale it down because it's connected to the starter box. And I don't think I can actually adjust the scale. Group them all? Did I group them all? I grouped them as 3 pieces, which still doesn't count, unfortunately. Because there's the engines grouped, there's the body grouped, and there's the center frame grouped. I could scale it all down, but still. I'll have to stop trying for now, because I honestly have no clue what I can do to get the results I would like. Because like I said, I want this to be a smaller ship that's actually sitting on top of the other ship, kind of like little drop pods essentially. And unless I can figure this out, I don't think I can do that. So with that said, are there any final touches I want to do to this ship? Let me cancel. Let me go back to my... Where is my transport ship? Oh, I didn't save it as an actual design, did I? Because I don't see it here. Yeah, Beetle drone, so... I just go to the new sign, I guess. There we go. Go back to my troop transport, I guess, so... And then equip this thing, or do some final touches, because I know this inside portion is kind of filled out, so I do need to patch that with something. Maybe I could fill that with some equipment here. Instead, kind of make that a little bit easier for me. And I was so excited about making it like 2 ships in one. Maybe when I figure it out I can attempt it again down the road. Cause I do not, let's see, well obviously I'm gonna need, what is it, the transport ship that, yeah, it invades plants, so that I can use. The main question will then be, do I want one of them or 2 of them? Cause I also, actually let me just have a quick look at my transport ship. How many does that have? That would make things a little bit easier. It looks like it has just a 1. Yeah, and it takes 3 of my population, so this is what I want to use, just a 1. Maybe do mirrored copies of it or something. Because I can attach this aside, I can attach it on top, I can do a lot of things with it if I so wish. So, we're gonna put the troop transport on bottom there. Because why not? The question is, well, it looks like I may need to scale it. But the question is, do I then make it small as hell or leave it the size it is? Because that looks cool. A little bit connected to the bottom of the ship like that. I kind of like that a lot. How's the back look? I really do like that. That has the potential. Do I want to slide forward a little more though? Kind of connected to the front frame because there is still a bit of a gap there. It is kind of hard to tell though because now lighting's an issue because everything's darked out. Yeah, you can see it there. I just don't see the gap I was talking about. I guess I'll do that. Just still flush it in a little bit more. Not perfect, but I like it. Oh, actually, maybe I do need to back it up. Because now the light there and it doesn't seem centered properly. Let me adjust that. Or I could just proportional scale it just fine. And fix it that way maybe? There we go. That fixed it without too much issue. Unless I want to put it all the way back. Oh god. This is never going to end, is it? How does it seem all the way in the back? This is getting worse and worse. I feel like I have to fill in the gaps, fill in all the holes. This is gonna go nowhere fast. I can guarantee it. Almost like a completionist or perfectionist kind of a little bit. We can't have that. But again, like I said, I kind of like that. It helps fill it out and it's important component of the ship. Now, life support. Life support is clearly a must. And I need to fill in that damn front piece somehow. Because I just used my main transport module on the bottom there, so that was probably very smart of me, wasn't it? Let's see, where do I put this? That looks decent. Obviously I probably put it more on the bottom there. Now, do I go with 1 or 2? What's the range of these things gonna be? 8.1, 5.3... I don't think I want to. I could easily add more if I want, so what's next? Speed. I don't think I want any support modules. This thing has like no health anyways. It only has 10 HP, so yeah, it's not really going to be fighting. It kind of needs to avoid engagements at all costs, essentially. So yeah. So we have these prototype engines. Do I want to put this anywhere or not? Let me find out. Can I rotate this? And then mirror it? So does that help with that or not? It's not bad. It's not the engines I would like to put there, but considering I have to put the engines in anyways, I cannot complain. What kind of rotation do I want them on? Or do I put them in even more? Or even do I change the scaling? Does that help? Maybe change the scaling, make them bigger. There, fill it a little bit more, and then get it a little more flush in. Just need to figure out where the proper ideal point is to connect it. There we go. Yeah, it stands out a little bit, but hey. It is part of the engines. And we got plenty of mass space to work with even. So what the hell can I throw on this thing? Or do I want to keep it cheap? Because maintenance is actually bare minimum. Manufacturing cost is nice and low. And population is my main strength, so maybe I want to do double transport modules. What other things do we have? We have sensors. Sensors might be ideal, but it ups the cost some, well, maintenance a little bit. And I don't really have much of sensors, and actually, let me second guess on the sensors, because if my drones are any indication, they are going to get horribly murdered, so because I have not gained much use out of them, so we'll keep it simple actually. And with that said, let's figure out what the hell we're going to name this thing. Alright. Finally got it named there. I'm just going to call it the Straight Infester, because that's essentially what it does in a nutshell. It infests plants and it slowly kills off its current inhabitants and replace them with my own, essentially. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. Although I was trying to think of something a little more aggressive than Infester. Infester sounds more like a plague or actual disease rather than actual warfare. So it didn't seem like it suited properly, but it does work as is at least. So let me just get rid of all this crap here. Actually, let me just save it because it does remind me that it invades plants. So there we are, the Infester. Although it's not exactly how I would have wanted it, because like I said, this was supposed to be like the transport ships that I was going to put on top of another massive like space barge essentially, because I could have just simply gone with something like similar to the transport, maybe have like landing pads on like the side. Maybe I could have gotten away with that, and then I could have put a couple of these Infestors on top, but I guess this will have to do. It seems a little more rough, mind you, but it works. I'm actually happy with it. Still have this big massive like centerpiece that's like does nothing at all. I'm gonna have to fix that at some point. Especially if I'm gonna put another invasion troop transport on there, I can easily throw that in there. But otherwise, we got ourselves our ship for conquering the planets now. So I am looking forward to see how this looks. Because on the top it doesn't look too terribly bad. Unless you notice this little this cockpit piece there, which sticks out for a sore thumb for me, I gotta say. Otherwise I'm happy with it. Thank you for watching.